check. Is it working? Perfect. Is it fine? Am I audible? So, yeah. This will not work, I guess. Is it working? Okay. Perfect. Fine. Let's start. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Planlar konuşma kafasının 25'te fazla olanlar vardır burada. 3 sene önce başladık neredeyse Mart ayında 3 sene olacak. Yaklaşık 80 küsur etkinlik yaptık. Biraz da derdimiz 3 sene önce gördüğümüz Türkiye'de, İstanbul'da data science ile alakalı komünitelerin, işlerin, profesyonellerin bir araya geldiğini görmek ve o problemi çözmeye çalışmakta o büyük derdimiz. Bir araya getirmeye çalıştık. Yani profesyonelleri, öğrencileri, işte öğrenmek isteyenleri, o zamanki problemlerden istatistik öğrencilerin mesela işte data science'da ayaklarının olmaması gibi, tıp fakültesi olmaması gibi problemleri. Bunları bir araya getirip acaba data science yapabilir miyiz? Bir şekilde biz kendimiz öğrenebilir miyiz? Böyle bir derdimiz vardı. Onun için bir araya geldik. 80 küsur etkinlik oldu. Hala öğreniyoruz, hala yapmak istediğimiz bir sürü şey var. Sizlerle beraber devam ediyoruz. Sajid Vodafone'dan, Qatar'dan kendisini tanıtır. Teşekkürler.
Thanks for the introduction. I barely understood anything. Okay. Hello, guys. Thanks a lot for calling me. And myself, Mohammad Sajid. I know that Qadir has introduced me, but briefly I'd like to talk about what we are doing and what this session is all about. Okay. I know this language might be an issue. Okay. So stop me anywhere you find some concerns or you have any questions. Okay, please stand up or raise your hand and ask me a question so that I can clear it out. Okay, so myself, Mohammad Sajid, I'm one of the founder of StepUp Analytics. So StepUp Analytics is data science and actual science fastest growing community in India. Okay, so we started back in 2015. Okay, a group of 4 data scientists. Okay, and the initiative and the aim of the group was to inculcate the data science learning environment within the community. Okay, so we still have the same initiative. Okay, and we are doing very well. It is, as I said, it is one of the fastest growing community in India. Okay, so that's about me, and let's briefly see what we are going to talk about. As I said, we are a group of data scientists. Okay, like I operate from Qatar. I work in Vodafone Qatar as a chief data scientist there. Okay, and other people, like one is in London, 2 is in Australia, and like one of the people is in India. Okay, so we are like very much globalized people. Okay, so the topic, let's directly step into the topic. The topic that we are going to discuss is very important. In a way, it starts very basic when you think of starting a career. Okay, and building a career and stepping into the world of data science. Okay, this matters a lot. How to build a data science portfolio. Okay, so first of all, we'll see these 2 definitions. What is data science and what is portfolio? Okay, so portfolio. Let's start with portfolio. Okay, so what we understand by portfolio? If we are from a business background, okay, we know that investors or business person, they invest in money. Okay, so that they get in a return in future, right? Isn't it? So similarly, yeah. This, I'll turn it. Oh, I stand here. Okay. Yeah, sorry. So, yeah. So what I was talking about is portfolio. So portfolio, we all understand, is a very colloquial term that we use in business. okay, and investment industry, where we feed in money, we save money, we invest money in order to get a future return. Okay, that's portfolio is. Now, how to build a data science portfolio? Data science itself is a industry which is growing very fast, and it's all about communicating result. Okay, so how well we communicate result with proper numbers, proper visualizations, proper tools, proper technologies. So this is a combination of both. That is what we are going to discuss, how to build a data science portfolio. Guys, are you with me now? Okay, great. Let's move ahead. Let's move ahead and see this. What basically I'm asking is, what if you are aware of the industry and particularly data science industry? So by now we should know what is the requirement of the industry. Okay. So I'm just simply asking you, is it only learning statistics, machine learning, and some programming will help you get a job in data science? Okay. We need to ask this question ourselves. Okay, is it really so? Is it that easy? So the answer to these questions back 5 years, maybe yes. Okay, but now in current situation, if you see the hiring trends across world, you talk about Europe, you talk about Australia, you talk about US. So the trend is changing. Okay, guys, I'll give you just one simple example. Okay, like my trip. This is the 10th day in Turkey. Okay, so I have seen like various streets, and we see a lot of artists. Okay. So if you need to hire an artist, okay, you're never going to call them and take some telephonic interview and ask them like how many pictures you have drawn, what kind of pictures you draw, is it a sketch, crayon, water paint, canvas, okay, and hire them. It is never going to happen. Okay, hiring an artist means you need to go and see his actual work, isn't it? Okay, you need to understand how efficient he is, okay, what work he does, and see his work, then hire him. Okay. Similarly, the data science industry is moving in the same way. Okay. You are never going to receive a telephonic call. You'll never like receive 10 to 12 questions and you answer them and you get hired. No, that is never going to happen nowadays. Okay. Data science industry is moving in a way similarly as we hire an artist. The industry, the hiring team needs to see your actual work. Okay. What work you have done. Okay, how enthusiastic you are, how professional you are, how do you communicate your result, okay, to the higher management. Okay, that's the gap. That's the non-traditional way of hiring, and that we call it data science hiring. Okay, so this discussion of our how to build a data science portfolio will help you understand how to start create your profile from now onwards. Okay, so that you have a good portfolio to represent yourself, to sell yourself. Okay. Guys, as I said, if you have any concerns in understanding, okay, please raise and you can go ahead and ask me, okay? Yeah. So this is what I was telling, a traditional resume. So we all know, like, we are in this industry from quite a long time, and industry has some traditional ways, and one traditional way is resume, okay? We'll have to have a resume, okay? Because that enables the hiring team, the company, for initial screening, isn't it? So we'll have to have a resume, but your resume should, like when you are applying for this data science, particularly into the world of data, you'll have to have a portfolio as well. Your resume should be a mixture of traditional resume and a good portfolio, okay? So while a resume will enable you to get a job, okay, portfolio will boost that and can do wonders. Okay? Fine. Now, getting more into technical stuff, okay? So we all know, basically, if I'm talking about resume, we have different components, okay? At the same time, what is components? Your skills, your demographic informations, your skill sets, okay, your academic backgrounds, okay? But what portfolio has, okay? Basically, portfolio does not charge you anything, okay? Rather, resume will, because you might approach some professionals to build your resume, but portfolio is something which comes for free, and it will have to be from your side. Okay, you'll have to build it. Okay, so these are some of the forums, some of the very important and renowned forums that is being used to build a portfolio. The first, this is in sequence. According to me, the importance of it is in sequence. Okay, the GitHub. So how many of you here have heard about GitHub? Raise your hand. Yeah, quite a few, right? Amazing. Okay, so how many of you are actively using GitHub? Great. Yeah. So GitHub, guys, let me tell you, GitHub is something which is being looked at by the hiring manager very prominently. Okay, they look at it when you apply for a job. Okay, be sure your GitHub profile is being reviewed. Okay, they like it, they love it. Okay, now Twitter. Twitter, we all know it's a microblogging website, but apart from that, there's a lot of things. Like personally, I feel, and I have learned a lot. There's a lot of things to learn from Twitter. Okay, I'll give you a list of 500 like enthusiasts or the like master figures in the from the world of data science. Okay, you follow them. You follow their tweets. They write about all the trending technologies, trending products they are building. Okay, all brainstorming stuffs, and that is huge. Like n number of things to learn from. Okay, and that stage will come. Okay, when you will start tweeting about it. Okay, so this is a break-even point. When you start tweeting about it, it means that you are showing your eagerness, okay, to be a part of the industry. Okay, then LinkedIn. LinkedIn is as important as resume because it is a digital form of resume. Okay, so guys, like when you go back home, just browse your LinkedIn again and see none of the blanks, none of the important columns are missing. Okay, you should have all of the information filled up. You are indicating, like filling up all the information, you are indicating the hiring team that you are ready to get a job, that you are actively looking for a job. Okay, then you have Kaggle. How many of you here have heard about Kaggle? Okay, so guys, Kaggle has become the next big thing for the data science stuff. Okay, there are projects, there are profile, there are hiring things going on. Okay, you will find a lot of competitions on Kaggle based on which the companies are hiring. Okay, I have competed for a couple of them. Like I've been competing from last many years. Okay, I have competed for Facebook. Okay, I got selected for 3 rounds. Okay, in Facebook via Kaggle. So there are n number of people who compete and get hired through Kaggle. Okay, and then the last but not the least, and this is one of the important thing which I feel, data science blogging community. Okay, so blogging community is like when you start learning stuffs. Okay, so what you learn is you write code, you brainstorm, okay, you write code, okay, you come up with a solution, and you conclude with the results, okay. But where you do it? You do it in your system. So things which, like you have spent weeks and weeks, or let's say month, and you have concluded a result, but that result resides in your laptop. No one is going to see it, okay. The original like benefit of it will come when it goes public, when you publish it somewhere. Okay, people, the world will be able to see, and they will measure your potential. Okay, so when you conclude a result, whether it's it's polished or not, it does not matter. Okay, so one quote I just like to quote from Will, like Johnson Will. Okay, he's a chief data scientist at Data Camp. He said, like things which remains in your local system, which is meant for you. Once you make it public, by public, what it means, like when you publish it in a blogging websites or a forum, people know about it and people read it, okay? And then you create your visibility. So that is very important, okay? So whatever work you do in your learning phase, go and make it public, post in websites like this. There are many, you'll get data science microblogging websites, publish your work and be visible to the world, okay? Guys, anything from here that you'd like me to elaborate more? Good, great. Let's go ahead. Yeah. So why, like as we are discussing this, why this portfolio is important? Okay. So the portfolio, in one simple line, I'll say portfolio is important because it can lead to a good job, a data science job to you. Okay. That is the importance of it. Okay. At the same time, it helps you build like more professionalism. Okay, it helps you build good communication skills. It helps you be more responsible. Okay, so if you see the 3 bullet points: responsibility, communications, and professionalism, see it in a general way and a data science way. Okay, so when I talk about responsibility, I mean like how responsible you are to a particular subject. Okay, like you have taken a particular problem, let's say from Kaggle, and you're trying to solve it. Okay, so how efficiently you have taken out time from your normal schedule. Let's say someone must be studying, someone must be teaching, or someone must be in a regular job. You have taken out some time out of for your love, okay, for your love for data science, and how professional you are. Okay, and communication. So the second point. The second point is the most important point because it talks about the entire data science. So guys, as I said you, data science is all about communicating result. How well you communicate result, okay, the better data science professional you are. Okay. Then professionalism. Professionalism is being loyal to the whatever you are doing. Okay. So if you read the like David Robinson that I fished out from his blog, okay, he's working as a chief data scientist again at Data Camp, okay. He says his stories, okay, in his initial days when he used to do when he was in final years of his PhD, okay, he used to write a lot about technical stuff on and answer a lot of questions on Stack Overflow. So he shares his experience. The first job that he got was because of his answers on Stack Overflow. Some hiring team came across his answers. Okay, they connected him directly through Twitter, and the recruitment process started, and he got a first job. Okay, so his answers on Stack Overflow made like wonders for him. Okay, I understand the chances of this, like occurrence of this, is very sleek, very less. But the more work you do, the more public work you do, the probability of having such incident increases. Okay, so why not start from today and like take this chance and get into a good things what you want to do, right? Fine. Let's move ahead. Okay. So we'll talk about challenge. Okay. So the actual challenge. I don't know how many of you have actually faced an interview for data science. Okay. The challenge is there are 2 aspects. Okay. This is where we are. Okay. As a candidate, aspirant, enthusiast, like we want to get into data science. Okay. And there's industry. Okay. And in between, what is there is portfolio. Like this is what I feel. Okay. Now industry needs candidate. They have open position for data scientist. They want to fill it up. At the same time, they need experienced guys. Okay. So what options they have? Okay. If they have experienced guy, they'll close the position. Okay. They'll hire and close it. But since the industry is new, okay, there are very less people with that experience. Okay. To like get job. So they'll have to do something. They cannot leave the position open. Okay, so they'll have to search the next best alternative. Okay, you are a fresher. Let's say I'm a fresher. We all are fresher here. We want to get into job. Okay, so now we'll have to build our portfolio in a way so that the people opposite side get impressed. Okay, like our work. Okay, we have enough visibility and we collaborate and we get hired. Okay, so the only medium in between is portfolio and project. Okay, so that's what the challenge is. So I just pulled out one Twitter, okay, tweet from here. Just have a look. Yeah. So this was a tweet, like one of the data scientists, like I follow on Twitter. Okay. It says like this: entry-level job opening, hiring recent college grads, requirement 5 years of experience, some gold medals, okay, and a superpowers. And this is actually a scenario. Okay. So they'll say that they'll say that you have this is an entry-level job, like you like fresher or a 1 year of experience. But in the job description, when you read, they'll write all those things. Okay. So guys, like my feel is like the only way to overcome this, okay, if you are fresh graduate or in masters and you don't have relevant experience in data science, to build a proper digital portfolio, okay, and break this barrier. Okay, fine. Let's go ahead and see how do we build an experience. Like if they need an experience, data science job needs experience. Obviously, they need an experience. As I said, the two scenario, the us here and the industry here. So in between, what will help us collaborate is a portfolio and a project. So now coming to project, you might ask me like what project means. Okay, so project starts from like your undergrad assignments and homework. Okay, and it extends to a Kaggle competition. So you have a very big and a very wide bandwidth. Okay, so like anybody will have to start from a very basics like Kaggle Titanic data set or something like that. Okay, you'll have to start with it. Okay, but you have other options as well. Okay, go and participate in competitions. Okay, you have a lot of hackathons. Okay, participate in like open source projects. Okay, that is an amazing way to learn. Okay, and as I said, the more work you start from beginning and the more work you do, okay, the enthusiasm to learn, okay, it will grow like exponentially. There's a lag. Okay. Yeah, it works fast. Yeah. So as I said, how the question is how to get the experience. So the only options that we have at present, so that something might come in future, but as of now, is open source project and participate in competitions and hackathon. So everything, the beauty of this industry or this field, data science is everything is open source. Okay. What we need is like proper enthusiasm and some time and effort. Okay. So you have a lot of open source projects. Okay. And you have competitions. Kaggle is one among them, but there are n number of other platforms where you can compete. Okay, so Will Santon, like he's chief data scientist at Airbnb. Like he is one of like chief data scientists in Airbnb. I have pulled out his quote. Okay, when he says in his blog, the link is there. You can read it. Okay, if you don't have any real time experience, the only best way to cope up with the real time experience is a project. Okay, that's what like my thought is. Okay. So let's take this as an example. Okay, we like if you are not from a data science background, like from software engineering, testing somewhere. Okay, we do Google a lot. Okay, similarly, a data scientist or data science professional Google a lot. Okay, now if you leave your articles, if you leave your work open, some solutions. Okay, so when data science professionals Google and they land up to your solution, just imagine what will happen. The chances of getting through becomes very easy. Okay, so that's what we need to build. Now, this is like something very important. Okay, questions I just jotted down like whatever interviews that I have taken out of my experience or whatever questions what was asked by me. Okay, this is collaboration of all. Okay, so if you appear for interview, just keep a note of all these points. This will definitely help you a lot. Okay, so when I take interviews, like basically for the positions like which I take care of. Okay, so what I basically look into the candidate. Okay, so irrespective of what kind of project that you have worked in, it might be real time, but if I don't get a candidate who have worked on real time projects, I'm always okay to talk to candidate. Okay, and get into discussions who have at least worked on some projects out of his like eagerness to learn. Okay, so project like what questions I have asked is generally and what I look for is like some keywords, some keywords that will help me identify the potentiality of the candidate. Okay, so what I ask is like project they have worked on. Okay, so this will help me to understand how many projects and how many domains they have worked on. Okay, so this is one thing. And the second thing that I asked them is like how they determine the actual time and worth of the project. So this is very, very important because data science is something which is process driven. Okay, process as well as result driven. Okay, if a candidate answers to these questions and make me understand like they were very clear about the process, okay, and they knew not 100% with 100% accuracy, but they should have that understanding in their mind that this should be our result. Okay, if they give me number like let's say 100,000 is the let's say for example, okay, I'll take one example from telecom industry. Okay, I gave them a situation where I've asked them that if you need to stop I'm a telecom company and customer is churning out. Okay, how do I stop customer from churning out? Okay, and he started with the process. Okay, and ultimately he gave me a good decent understanding of the process, and he ends up the discussion with saying that my process will be somewhere saving 200,000 customers, okay, with 100% accuracy, okay, and 800,000 customers I might look into it again with 60% accuracy. If he gives me this digits, this is mind blowing. Okay, at least the guy has understanding of numbers. Okay, so process, he gave me a process with a result. This is a deadly combination. Okay, this is what I look basically, and this is what I think everybody who interviews looks for. Okay, the process and the result. The third thing I also like basically I'm a firm believer of all the saying of Einstein. So Albert Einstein once he said that in the life of a person, if two if a 2 days are similar in terms of learning, he's dead. Okay, so what he means is like you should be learning every now and then. Okay, so I asked him if you did this project, what was your learning? Okay, so if he try and explains me, yeah, this is a new technical thing that I've learned from this project. This is the new skill sets that I've acquired. Okay, I've learned this programming language. I've learned this algorithm out of this project. So this is it. I'm quite impressed enough to take his candidature, his or her candidature ahead. Okay, so you can when you start like for preparing or something, so have a note, prepare your interview or mock interview in this line. So I guess this will help you a lot. Okay. Yeah.
About process, you mean that how much effort on the project
Hmm.
time
Mm-hmm.
you how much waste time on that project?
Mm-hmm.
You mean that?
No, so yeah, process. When I mean like process, so process is like let's say for example, let's come back to the same example. My problem was customers are churning out from my company. Okay, now if I want to know the process, so what will be the basic understanding? Okay, not an expert level. I should have a decent understanding of the customer. Okay, I should have a decent data to understand the customer. Okay, then how will I process the data? How will I handle the data? How will I clean the data? Okay, which algorithm should I approach? Okay, what should be my target variables? So all this comes in the process. So I'm not asking you give me exact 1 week, 1.5 week of time that you need. Okay, time is one factor. Okay, but it can be stretched or compressed. Okay, but the process is like your understanding, like how you are brainstorming to the business problem. Okay, your brainstorming part is very important. Yeah. Yeah.
How should you understand the process of a business that you haven't already been in?
Yeah. So good. So this is what I was expecting. Now I'm not the person who is opposite, like who is interviewing you. He is not expecting you to be a master. Okay. But when like let's say when you are appearing for the interview, okay, your resume and your like preparation should be tailored in that manner. Okay. You should have decent, like not decent. You should have basic understanding of that industry. Okay. Now if you are appearing for telecom industry, let's say again. Okay, so you should know what is churn. Okay, churn is like customer movement from particular telecom operator to other telecom operator. What is revenue? Okay, what is like a base? Base is like total customer in the company. So if you use these terms, this makes you more polished. That's it. So you want he's not expecting, and rather it is not loyal. It is not expected you to be an expert, okay? Because you will gain expertise when you are into industry, okay? He knows that you are not in that from that background, you don't know the domain, so he's not expecting 100% expertise from your end, okay? Okay. So, but basics, if you build in, that creates a sleek chances of yours to be above. Okay. Yeah.
So people connect remotely cannot hear you hear the questions, so just repeat the questions. Yes.
Oh, sorry. Should I do it from next time or like? Yeah. Fine. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this kind of comments is needed because this is my like first non-English background. Okay, fine, guys. So you are making me comfortable now. Okay, great. Yeah, perfect. Fine. So as I said, guys, so to answer this question, so if you read this, I gain a lot of understanding. Okay, if I ask these 3 points somewhere, like almost all my interviews, okay, is aligned in this 3 section. Okay, about the project. Okay, and as I said, to be like, let me repeat once again. The first point, I asked them about how project started. Okay, so the project started. If you are a fresher, it can be your school project, okay, your project which you did yourself out of your curriculum or out of your interest. It's totally okay. It should not be a real-time project. That's what I'd like to answer your question. Okay, so that's one thing. Second is very very important. Okay, process. So whenever you this is one advice that I would like to give you out of this slide. Okay, whenever you are preparing for like you have interview scheduled. Okay, so get some, like let's say 8 to 10% understanding of what the business is. Okay, so you will at least feel very comfortable when you talk to the interviewer. Okay, if you use that business term, okay, that totally increase your chances on top of other candidates. Okay, these are the some key points that you should take out of this discussion. Okay, now fine, let's go ahead. Yeah, so yeah, so let's go ahead and see types of project that you should include in your portfolio, guys. So definitely there's a cycle, okay? So you'll only build portfolio when you have like some decent understanding of projects, okay? So now take an example. Back in India, okay, in our curriculum, we always, in my third year or fourth year or final year, we have projects, okay? That is again a project, okay? So if you if you keep that projects in portfolio, that is fine, okay? But this portfolio needs some real touch, okay? Which is not very schoolish, okay? And inclined towards industry, okay? So what I'll say is, so do something which is out of your school, but full of your interest. So when someone asks me what kind of projects should you include in your portfolio, so I'll say pick anything that suits your interest, because if you have interest, you will dig in for more information, and if you dig in more information, you'll get a lot of knowledge, and you have that confidence to answer the question. Okay. Now to start with, depicts your interest first of all. So let's say we have around 50 people here. Okay, 10 people are in love with or have some background in, let's say, marketing. Someone is in manufacturing. Someone comes from telecom industry. Someone is, let's say, from fashion industry. Okay, so you have all this interest. Okay, so this all 5 domains have, like, you have different set of people and with different interest. Okay, so everybody is not expected to have knowledge of all this industry. Okay, so pick your domain. Okay, when you are when you are in initial steps of learning, pick your most suited and the interested industry for yourself. Okay, then start getting into the interesting data part. The data is very important. Okay, now what I suggest, okay, so you can go to, there are n number of repositories where you will get the related data. You can go to UCI. Okay, UCI has a data repository. In our StepUp Analytics, you have like n number of data available. You can pull that and start working on those. Okay, that is not bad. That is very very good. Okay, but the cutting edge, what makes you different from the other candidate is when you start working on the real data. Now, the very obvious question is, from where will you get the real data, right? So what I suggest candidates, like when I talk to them, so the best way is, guys, in this digital era, you should not complain about this. When everything is digitized, okay, let's say you want to compare this iPhone with non-iPhone, let's say with Samsung, okay, and you want to talk about electronics or particularly mobile industry, okay, go to Google form, create some questionnaires, okay, 10 to 15 questionnaires, okay, and circulate it in your LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, everyone, and request people to answer those questions. Like what do you say about LinkedIn? What do you say about iPhone? Or what do you say about Samsung? And try grab data. I understand you might not get more than 200 to 50 records, okay? Try for a month, okay? You will definitely get 500 records. And what records you get, okay, that's a real data, okay? And you can challenge the result through the interviewer. And this will be very impressive, okay? Because you have taken that initiative to collect the data. Like, first of all, you have decided your interest area, okay? And then you have created a questionnaire, like which model you write. So while preparing a questionnaire, so it is very clear that you have a good understanding of the industry. Okay, based on the industry, you have prepared the question, then you collected the data, you got 500, let's say 500 records, and then you started working on the real data. And then you come to a conclusion. Let's say you made an hypothesis that in Turkey, iPhone is doing good. Okay, this was your hypothesis. Okay, how did you prove it? Okay, I surveyed with Google form. Okay, I did surveyed in university, in my LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. I gathered data of 500 records, 500 people, and my hypothesis was proven by that data. Okay, which algorithm you used? I used these testing techniques, statistical testing techniques. Okay, now this makes a bang. Okay, this is a complete project which you can brag about. Okay, you can talk to any interviewers. Okay, so such things is needed. Okay, then yeah, that's it. So you have any questions in this? This is like how to collect data. Yeah.
Is it considered trustworthy collecting data from polls?
Come again?
Is it considered trustworthy to collect data from polls on Facebook or other?
Yeah, yeah. Why not? See. Yeah, so sorry. So his question is it trusted, it is trustworthy to collect data from social media, isn't it? Yeah. So I'll tell you, any data that comes from human is trustable, okay? Because in Facebook, bots are never going to answer the questions that you have asked, right? And whatever feedback which you get, okay, that can be biased, okay? I cannot say it's a totally unbiased and perfect sample, okay? But it's a real data. Whatever result you have got, that is backed up by the data. Any particular situation, 2 months down the line, or 3 months down the line, or a year down the line, someone challenges your result, okay? You can see, boss, I have this data, and the result is based on this data, okay? Today, the situation has changed, so the data will change, the result will change. I cannot help with it, okay? But I have proven this result, I have come to this conclusion, okay, based on this data. So I'm not wrong, I'm 100% right, okay? Right? Fine. Yeah, so one more term that I would like to use here is when you work, okay? So like as I said, I'll say again, data science is all about communicating result, okay? I cannot go to finance team, I cannot go to CXOs, CEOs and executives and talk testing techniques and I show them statistics, okay? They will not understand because they are not meant to understand, okay? So I'll have to communicate in a different way. I'll have to show them dashboard, fancy dashboards, okay? Like everything in pictures, graphs, okay? When I go to finance team, they don't understand the dashboard. They understand numbers, okay? So I'll have to portray them a number, okay? When I go to technical guy, I have to talk in technical terms. So data science at the same time will have to play a multiple roles. Data scientists have to play a multiple roles, okay? So you'll have to incline yourself according to that situation, okay? So the word there is doing fancy modeling and all, that is actually needed. You have to do a lot of fancy things, okay, to make your result, simple result, showing in different ways and fancy ways, okay? Fine, guys, let's move ahead, okay? We'll come to this learn, write, practice, and give interview. We have a lot to discuss in this, so I'm skipping this part, okay? Yeah.
How can we improve our how can we improve our storytelling skills, abilities?
Storytelling capabilities, okay.
And
Yeah.
how does it work for data science? I couldn't relate.
Storytelling?
Yeah,
Okay, so the question is, how can we improve storytelling capabilities? Okay, so I hope everybody got the question, right? So now let's start with storytelling. So storytelling, basically, it means it starts from visualization. Okay, it again comes to the same point which I'm again and again telling. It's about communicating result. Okay, how well you communicate result, the best storyteller you are. Okay. Now, as I gave you two examples of CXOs and finance team. Okay. So if you work in a company, you have multiple teams, like you have CXOs, CEOs, okay, executives, directors, finance, okay, product, sales team. Okay. So you need to, and you are the person who are liable to answer them, okay, to their queries. So storytelling is basically plays a very good role, like how well you can portray the result in a different way to the different team. Okay, I might come with a pure numbers, okay, to the finance team, but I cannot take the numbers and go to the CEO. He'll not understand. He sees graphs, ups and downs, bars, lines, graph, all those things. Okay, so it's like it's all about how you portray yourself, the same result with a different ways, like fancy dashboarding. You create a good dashboard. Okay, you create this will help you, like story. And again, storytelling is something which will come with experience. Okay, definitely. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so guys, this is like what I was telling earlier. When you build a portfolio, okay, just keep in mind, like this is the basic things that we do initially in our school days. Not to include this in at least in a portfolio, because it is not that noble. Okay, okay, so do something which is very noble. So Stret, okay, he's a chief data scientist at Quora. Okay, he says he's also a hiring manager in Quora. Okay. This is one guy, and the other guy is Ten. Okay, he's a co-founder. His blog will come in later on. So he says that average time that a person spends, okay, in initial screening of the resume is somewhere between 8 to 14 seconds. Okay, we should always agree with this. Okay, 8 to 14 seconds, and just imagine in 8 to 14 seconds in a one-page resume, how many things you will read? Barely like 20, 25 words, okay? Now, if you include all the stuffs, okay, so people might come to this and they might reject you. So don't increase the chances of rejection, okay? So, okay, so keep this thing aside. You have learned a lot, okay? So keep this thing in your local system. Don't make it public, okay? Yeah. So that's it. That's a project. Okay. So this is what I was talking about. Sharpest mind. So you can even look at this. So like he means Harris is like I know him personally. He's a co-founder of Sharpest Mind. Sharpest Mind is a unique platform, and it also won a lot of awards and I mean investments from Y Combinator. It's a San Francisco-based company. Okay. What it does is, okay, if you are a data enthusiast, okay, if you want to be in data science field, okay, go and register here, okay, and apply as a candidate. So they will mentor you, okay, they'll teach you, they'll prepare you for interview, okay, they'll also give you options for interview, okay, and once you get selected, then you will have to pay. Initially, you don't have to pay anything. At least you are learning for free, okay. So this is a good initiative by him, okay. So now he says if you are serious to get into a data science job, you must have a portfolio and a project. Okay. So fine. So let's move ahead. Now, portfolios are iterative. So by now, I guess it should be very clear. So portfolio, it can never happen. Like a person says to me, I have planned this weekend. Okay, I'll sit in Saturday morning. I'll spend Saturday and like full Sunday, and by Sunday evening or late evening, I'll be prepared with a portfolio. Okay, that can never happen. That is not possible. Okay, because it will never happen in 2 or 3 days or a week or so. Okay, it is an iterative process. Okay, you prepare yourself. Okay, prepare means like you start your initial initiative, like you build your interest area, collect data, work on it. Okay, evaluate the result, storytelling. Okay, and then you improve it. Okay, there's always a percentage of you have accuracy of 75% today. Like change algorithm, change techniques, and make it 85, then 95. Okay, somewhere. So this is improvement part. Okay, then update. Okay, then you update your portfolio, and then again give interview. So so there's a lot. I'll tell you. Out of all these 3 things that you see on the left, okay, and this thing on the right. So this has more on learning. Okay, so this I feel personally, because interview is something which teaches you a lot of things. Okay, for free. Okay, so give like as many interview as you want. Okay, so let's say for example, You appeared for an interview, okay? Where does the, improvement and update part comes in, okay? You appeared for the interview, okay? 10 questions were asked from you, okay? And out of 10, you knew only 5. It's okay, it's nothing to worry about. You heard about 2 questions, but you were not sure about it, okay? And you are totally blank on the rest of the 3, okay? But what your job as a serious candidate should be, jot down all the 10 questions that were asked from you, okay? Check that you are correct, 100% correct with 5 of the questions which you answered, okay? Check the 2 questions which you were not sure of, and learn the 3 questions which you missed, which you never heard about, okay? So you should make sure the next time, you can make mistake next time again, but don't make mistake at the same point. You should not be a situation where you are not able to answer the same questions which was out of 10 which was asked earlier. So that's the importance of improve. So this entire process is very iterative. I guess you're getting my point what I'm trying to tell you, right? Right. So what I did, was I created a separate notebook, okay, where I used to I jot down the questions. I still have that notebook which was asked from me. Okay, I jotted down. So I still remember, and that was like one of the mistakes that in my freshers which I done. Okay, I was rejected in Google Singapore. Okay, for a normal SQL query. Okay, like SQL is like bread and butter to me for now, but I was rejected for it, so I cannot help it. But if someone asks me now, I can answer it. Okay, so I remember this. So I'll suggest you as well, prepare a questionnaire, okay, and improve it. So that's the improvement part. Okay, fine. So let's move ahead and see some successful stories. So why I'm sharing this is important. It has a lot of stories to tell. Okay, Peng sees Airbnb like I'm a firm believer, or Airbnb is something like one of the amazing startup. Okay, like I rely on basically a lot. It has made life of a traveler so easy. I mean, it's on top of the world. Okay, so she shares her experience. Okay, I follow her on Quora. Okay, so she shared her experience on Quora that she appeared for 475 interviews. Okay, and like phone interviews. She was only called 50 calls for a telephonic interview, and out of which she was accepted for 9. So 9 was home tech challenge. So guys, what you need to take here from is, in traditional industries, non-data science, okay, these are the 2 process, then 3rd, 4th, 5th. There is nothing called 3rd point in data science, in non-traditional industries, non-data science industry. But in data science industry, you have one more steps, okay, that is a live work that you need to do to portray or to show your work, to show your potential, okay. So there's live competitions, live assignments that you have to do, okay. So that's here, okay. And then face-to-face interview and offers. And the time she spent in this entire cycle was 6 months, 6 long months, okay. So do not get frustrated in 1 or 2 months. I have seen a lot of candidates, they have done 1 or 2 Kaggle competition and created a GitHub, okay, and they get frustrated in 1 or 2 months, they end up getting some other jobs, okay, not data science. If you are truly enthusiastic, okay, give some time, because this is something which will change your life, okay, and life changing is not as easy, like short term or very quick process. It will take time. It's okay, totally okay, okay. So that's the reason I'm sharing this, and this you can find it in Quora itself. Just search with her name, it is there. So to be more confident on it, okay, guys. Shall we move ahead? Any questions? Okay, great, thanks. Yeah. So this is what I was discussing about. Okay, so the interview process. Okay. So it is not a night job or a week job. Okay, it takes time. Definitely, it will take time. It's a long process. Okay, so you share, you study. Okay, you program, you read, you do networks. Okay, so like people like Qadir and his team. Like, this is amazing. Like a meetup or a meetup group of 4,000. I've never seen. Okay, but this is amazing stuff that has been going on here. You can take the maximum leverage out of it. Attend sessions, network people. Okay, and talk to them, okay? And this will help you in improving. Go for interviews, don't hesitate. Whether if it is non-data science, if it does not suit your requirement, appear for the interview, okay? You'll get to learn a lot from it, okay? Appear for the interview, learn from the experience, gain the knowledge, okay? Again, update the profile with whatever knowledge you have acquired, okay, and be in this loop till the time you end up getting a job, okay? Yeah.
How do you get prepared for an interview for a specific company? What kind of research?
Yeah, so great. So this is like her question is. Let me repeat her question. How should you prepare for an interview? Okay, the first and the foremost important thing, okay, that one should do before appearing the interview, do like as like you. It depends like how much time you have. Whatever time you have, research till depth about that particular industry. Okay, let's say you are getting interviewed for Airbnb. Okay, so you should have understanding, a good understanding what Airbnb does. How is it making money? That is the most important thing. Because data science, as a data scientist, you are meant to for two things: either to process, like optimize the process, or to increase the revenue. Okay, this is the two things data science is more inclined towards. Okay, so learn how they are making money. Okay, learn in which geographical locations they are more. Okay, which is the more profiting geographical locations. Okay, do all demographic research. Okay, do kind of business they are into. Okay, where are they getting maximum revenue, where are they are losing money. Okay, okay, all the challenges. If you have some if you get some information on actual numbers, okay, which definitely you'll get it from the website. Okay, browse the website, about us, everything in depth. Whatever time you have, research end to end. Okay, so that your interview should be tailored in the particular business domain. Okay, now when you getting interviewed, so this is the research part. Okay, now you should, like, this is very clicky thing, you should also modify your resume based on the company. Okay, this is the best thing that you can do. Okay, take your time, modify your resume, keep a different version of resume based on the company. Okay, modify a little bit, whatever skill sets they need. Okay, specify that skill set in your resume. You might once you get a call from the company, they will give you a job description. Okay, go through the job description, see what they are looking for, what techniques, tools, mention that in your resume, and then appear for the interview. So be ready for the interview based on this. I hope I answered this question, right?
Is it reasonable to tailor the resume after getting
So,
advice?
yeah, so it's not something very unethical that you are doing. Okay, as I said,
They already have my resume in their hands.
no. So what you will do is, like, you have 10 things. Okay, you know 10 things, 10 languages you know. Let's say you are knowing 5 languages, but you have not mentioned all those in your resume. Okay, that can be a situation. Definitely that will be a situation to make your resume very short. Okay, but what you can do is, once you are giving a final resume, okay, so mention that if you have something in common which you have not mentioned in your resume, modify your resume. Yeah, like once you.
Generally in Turkey, when they invite you for an interview,
Hmm.
they don't ask your the most current resume. They already
They
have
okay. So that in that case, I'm not aware of. But back out of my experience, they'll ask you for most updated resume. Okay. So in that, you will have to like incline towards like what the job description is.
Or you can say to HR guy that let me send you my most
Yeah,
recent
yeah. You can
resume.
definitely. You can say yeah. I don't know what is the best practice here, but yeah, they ask generally for the most updated resume. Okay. Yeah. So, like a few pointers on how to prepare. Okay. So, basically, as I said, there are some limits on times. Okay. They have very less time to scan your resume. You should keep all the important points like skills, okay, projects, portfolios, and your experience. Okay. So now skills, people generally have seen. Okay. They just keep stars and ratings. Don't rate yourself. Okay, be elaborative, like proficient in intermediate or expert, something like that. Okay, projects, you should include projects, okay, because that will give you a real experience. Okay, and your portfolio will definitely come with a link. Okay, if you have a GitHub profile, mention GitHub link. Okay, do mention your LinkedIn profile link. Okay, all those things should be there. And then experience. Okay, again, experience, you should not fill it up with your high school or undergraduate school part-time experience. No, it should not be. So here comes your tailored experience. I said, as I answered her, okay, your experience should be tailored in a way that suits the job requirement. Okay, this is very important. This sounds little cunning, but this is what it is. Okay, you should do this. Okay. Yeah.
So we have our resume, our portfolio, but most of the companies are asking for a cover letter. So what should we include? What should we write for our cover letter?
Cover letter is like basically what is cover letter? A gist of a resume. Okay, so just mention that this is basically this is not a detailed resume. Detailed resume will have a lot of other things as well. Okay, this will consist of your cover letter. The cover letter is like, I am not sure that you have heard about statement of purpose, which university asks. Okay, cover letter is nothing but your interest. Okay, how interested you are for that particular position. Okay, and followed by this skills project. So this will include your cover letter. That makes a perfect cover letter.
Do they really care, or do you
Yeah.
really care about cover letters?
Yeah, it matters. Okay, at least for some position it matters a lot. Okay, so cover letter will give you a clear understanding of yourself. It will not give me like your technical. I'll not be able to go in deep of your knowledge. Okay, but that will help. That will be done by resume. But cover letter will give me an understanding how interested you are. Okay, so it shows only the interest. You should not elaborate more on technical project experience portfolio. No, that will come in a resume. Cover letter will only show your interest and basic skill sets. That's it. Yeah.
What if I apply to another firm, for example, totally focused on retail industry with a project about, let's say, neuroscience? Does it matter, what about the diversification of our portfolio to increase our chances to get a good job?
I just want to hear the question once again. So you mean like
I just focus on projects like neuroscience or health things, stuff, but there's a lovely job in analytics firm totally focused on retail industry.
okay? So yeah. So I just her question. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. Her question is she belongs from neuroscience or a medical industry. Okay. How should she apply in a retail industry? Isn't it? Okay. So as like this was the initial discussion. Okay. So data science, we as a professional, we are not restricted. Like as you talk about my experience, I started my career in finance, then I worked in banking, I worked in entertainment, then telecom. Now currently I'm in telecom. So I have seen 4 industry. Okay, so what the company or the hiring team is bothered about is the process. Okay, and your skill sets. So skill sets and process will remain same. So data science is like but less about industry. Okay, it's more about your business solving skills, business problem solving skills. Okay, so now if you convince the hiring team that you have solved this business cases in neuroscience, okay, and if you try and relate it with the current retail industry, you are done. You are okay with it. So because if you use Python in neuroscience, you are again going to use Python in the retail industry. Okay, if you use Tableau or ClickView or any other visualization tool in neuroscience, again you are going to use the same tools. So tools is not a challenge. Okay, tools will remain same. What changes is your thought process. Okay, and your business understanding. Okay, and as I said before interviewing, if you show your interest that you have done a lot of research and you have a decent understanding from forums, from your colleagues or friends or like tutors of retail industry, you are decent. Like you, this is basically it's happening in industry. Okay, so it is not a challenge. I don't find this is as a challenge.
Domain knowledge is an important part of data science and the technical.
That constitutes if you talk about if I need to talk about how important domain is, okay, so it constitutes maximum 10 to 15%, okay, domain knowledge, okay, and that is again scalable. Like you can fill up this 10 to 15% out of your effort and time. Okay, you put in effort to learn new things. This 15% is totally in your hand. Okay, getting the point? Yeah. So it's someone might say that it's impossible if you like this happens when you are into business side. Okay, so you have a business knowledge, so you cannot go to some other business. Okay, because you have one fixed business line understanding. But this is not the same with the data science. I have seen like myself and like every other people, they switch industry, and people and the hiring team and the company accept it because that is like what is meant to be. Okay, that is not a challenge. Seriously, you believe me on this. Okay. Yeah.
Can you redefine the process, because it's not very clear to me. What do you mean by process?
Okay, process is your brainstorming skills. To be very precise. Okay, how
Tackle the problem?
yeah, how you tackle the problem, how you approach to the problem. Okay, so I might I need to let's say for example. mm, let's say for example I need to represent 2, okay, 2, only number 2. So, okay, this is a very absurd example. Yeah, so let's take it like this way, how how efficiently and like quickly you can solve a problem. It's all about business solving skills. Okay, I can it's very I don't know if you have heard about or not. In India, it's a very famous proverb: either you catch your nose from this way or this way. Okay, it's no, I cannot catch nose like that. This is very simple. Okay, so it's up to you. Okay, which is easier? If you are right hand, it will be easier for you like this way. If you are lefty, it will be easier for you like this way. So which is most easier way to solve the problem? Okay, and you try to convince it. Okay, and you make him like fully believe that your approach is perfect, giving 2-3 evidences of it. So that's the process. Okay. So it's all about business solving, problem solving skills.
Can I ask another?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Okay, as an aspiring data scientist who is about to graduate from a master program, and I'm not a computer scientist nor a statistician by origin. I'm a physicist.
You are a?
Physicist.
Okay, physicist. Okay, yeah.
And sometimes I cannot decide what kind of jobs to apply. There are lots of data science related roles or data analysis related roles on LinkedIn, but I don't really make a preference based on industry, but based on keywords.
Okay.
I feel like it's not a very good approach. So what should I do?
So first of all, there are two parts of the question. Okay. So let's take the first question first. Okay. I'll ask you to do it. Okay, if you want. It's wrong. People generally say if you are from computer science background, then only you can opt this for data science. It's wrong. It's very wrong. So this is my experience. Fortunately or unfortunately, I'm from computer science background. Okay, but people who works with me, they are not. Okay, data science is all about numbers. Okay, it's all about your analytical skills. Okay, problem solving skills. Okay, and rest comes along with free Google. Okay, now let's let's see her problem in a way. Okay, she says that she's a physicist. How? Okay, so there's a very good saying. Okay, I don't exactly remember who said this, but this is a very good saying. Okay, a perfect data scientist is a person who is better programmer than a programmer. Okay, and a better statistician than a statistician. Okay, so you'll have to have vice versa as well. Okay, so you get into a different socks and you have to play that role. Okay, it's all about how easily and how quickly you opt that role. Okay, to answer her question as well, she asked like, how can I switch domain? So it's it's up to you how fast you take up that domain. Okay, so what you should have is like you go for interview. I don't know how many of you have faced interview. They will never ask you write R programming and functions or Python libraries. Okay, they will never ask you. If they ask you, be sure they are new to this industry. Okay, what they'll ask you, like they asked me, okay, in London, particularly in London city area, I was applying for Uber. Okay, so they asked me which language you know, which visualization tool you have used. They have simply asked me in third round. Okay, this is the data set. Like we have around 25 million, 22 million exactly, 22 million Uber requests. Okay, 3 GB of data. We need to optimize a problem. Okay, we need to open a Uber stand, so that people do not have to wait. We'll have to reduce the wait time of people. If you have used Uber, we'll have to wait for some time. Okay, that's it. And now you use R, Python, SQL, no worries. So you don't need to have a computer science degree with you. They're not asking for a degree. Okay, you can do it with your understanding. You use algorithms, you use Excel. Go and use Excel, use R, Python, and solve this problem. Okay, so it's all about, what I mean to say is like the core of it is your problem solving skills. Okay. Yeah. This was your first question, like programming. Yeah, computer science background. Yeah. Mhm.
Then aspiring data scientist who is about to graduate from an analytics program. Uh, I am applying for jobs not depending on their industries, but depending on their keywords. This is a good approach, or how should
What do you mean by keywords? I mean
like machine learning engineer
Okay.
skill set, how skill set is intersects with mine,
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah, that's decent. So that's what is needed, right? So you have particular skill sets, search on that skill set, the skill sets which you have, and look for jobs which requires the same skill sets. Okay, and go for it.
But I don't, whatever.
Yeah. So you have any? I didn't got. Sorry, I guess I didn't got your question. Is it fine?
It's okay.
Okay. Okay. Fine. So let's move ahead. Yeah, so once I share this slide, I'll suggest you guys to just to go through this link. This is like a person from Quora. He has mainly, it answers the questions of her as well. Okay, how to prepare the cover letter. Okay, it has a cover letter part in this. Okay, it says how, in 9 steps, how do you prepare a resume for a data science. Okay, data science. Yeah, I'll share it with Kadir. Definitely it will be there, yeah. Okay, so read this. This is very helpful. Okay. Yeah. So this is importance of social media. We all spend a lot of times on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Okay. Now, if we spare some times on these profiles, okay, so it can do wonders. I can say this. Okay. And particularly GitHub, Kaggle, as I discussed, start answering or at least start reading answers on Stack Overflow. That helps a lot. Okay, because you might not have experience, or you might not have that. Like degree, okay, but your interest at times play like it can do wonders. Okay, so do this answers, start reading answers on Quora, okay, related to your interest, and this will definitely be like turning point for you guys. Okay. Yeah. So, what is like online signaling? Okay. So, why online signaling is important? Okay. So now let's say you work as a data scientist. Okay. So I want to let you know, like a guy, a boss, like I am one of them, among you. I am fresher now, but I aspire to be one of you. Okay. So how do you let them know? So since they also Google their problem, okay. So what if they land up to your solution at some point of time? So that will basically signal like, yeah, this is the guy. Okay. In future, if something comes, I might approach him. So this such things is very important. Okay, because you should let them know that you also are enthusiast, Python enthusiast. Okay, you also want to work in storytelling, visualization. Okay, and you know some statistics. Okay, so let them know, let people know about it. So this is like this will only come via your online platforms like GitHub, LinkedIn, Quora. Okay, Stack Overflow. Nonetheless, we have talked a lot about GitHub, okay? But GitHub, I'll tell you, it is some of the platform. It is one of the platform which directly hit the recruitment manager. Some of them directly comes to GitHub and they review your work, okay? And they call you for interview, okay? So there is a very good blog on StepUp Analytics, okay? On whom to follow, since GitHub is something where you have people from across industry, UI, UX, software testing, and data science. So if you follow them, okay, so and try and just copy their work and learn what they have done, what problem statement they have solved, what was their approach. That will make the learning process very easier and streamlined. Okay, so this is like one personal suggestion from my end. Okay, if you don't have a GitHub account, go and create one. Like, can I open a website here from here?
So it's okay to put the basic elementary projects that we have done in school during degree on top, or
You-
it's a bad thing?
Initially, as I said, if you don't have project, if you are running out of project, initially you'll have to put it. But once you have projects, okay, it's suggestible not to have those basic things. Okay, guys, this is the website. Okay, I just
With the, not with the Turkish flag, it's the English one.
okay, sure.
So I with the top.
Okay, so look at this. So what basically these are I have written a blog, okay, where I have mentioned few of the prominent GitHub people, okay, who are very active on GitHub, whom you should follow, okay. Once you start this learning process, okay, so you have university professors who write about data science. Their work are really wonderful, okay. If you want to learn Python, you have people from Python who talk about Python, do amazing stuff, okay. If you want to learn R programming, data visualization, machine learning, statistics, so we have all influencer. I call it them influencer because their works are really amazing for you to learn to start with. Okay, to just follow them and see their work. Okay, fine. So I'll share the link of this as well. Okay, you can go with it. Okay, so let's move ahead. Okay, and this networking, as I said, this Qadir and his team has really done some wonderful jobs of having data science group of 4,000 plus people is really amazing thing that we don't get to see everywhere. Okay, so make maximum leverage out of it. Okay, so this is again one very good link from Jason. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Not working? Excuse me. That screen is not working. Was it not working from starting, or is it not working now? Okay, from now. Okay, fine. So yeah, so follow him. Go through this link. How to apply for a data science job? Okay, he has written wonderful things, tips and tricks. And what I said was like tailoring the resume is one among his suggestions. Okay, this is amazing. Now, what we mistake is like what we knowingly or unknowingly we just mistaken is networking is just talking to people and forwarding the resume. Okay, that's little unprofessional. Okay, so networking also sometimes can stretch to informal meetups. Okay, you call, invite people, or you go and meet people, call him for a coffee. Okay, try and understand what he's doing or she's doing in her regular job. If it interests you, if it is something with data science, talk about the project challenges. Okay, if you are capable or if you have that knowledge or by that time, share your ideas. Okay, so this will really create an impression, long-lasting impression on his or her mind. And when something comes up, okay, she might remember you. Okay, so we'll have to take this networking and this meetup to the next level, to a little informal type for a coffee and physical, like meet them in person and like talk to them. Okay, this is one suggestion. So this is what is written. Networking is not messaging people for a referral or forwarding the resume. It's about people talking and getting that human touch. Okay, fine. So quickly, we'll see if someone here might ask like how to start if someone is like totally fresh. Okay, so I'll suggest like I showed you one example of GitHub, right? So whenever I used to go for a talk and whenever I used to address college graduates or master's people, so I used to ask like whom to follow. Okay, so whom to follow on GitHub. So what I did, like I kept on answering again and again. Then I thought like let's write a blog. Okay, and I wrote a blog, and now they ask me, I forward the link, like what I'll do now. Okay, so the same thing I'll suggest to you. Okay, everybody knows like they have masters in something. Okay, so if you like, we generally used to teach someone like, don't teach in person again and again because that increases the effort. I'll teach you. Okay, so why not articulate that, and that will increase the storytelling capabilities and articulate that into a blog. And someone again asks you, so forward the link. Okay, so that shows your efficiency and your basically like how enthusiastic you are, okay, towards particular subject. Okay, so this is what he says when someone writes the same code 3 times. Okay, so I'll create a function. Okay, and if I explain something to somebody, I'll write a blog. Okay, so this is like very funny thing. I hope you know this guy is again from like Airbnb. He's like one of the like founding committee member. Okay, fine. Yeah, so just read this if you want to start fresh. Okay, let's start with data gathering, data cleaning, learn some statistics, and obviously machine learning algorithms. Some basics one like linear, logistic, profit, classification, supervised, unsupervised. Okay, start with this algorithm. This will generally give you that push or the potential to go ahead. okay? And then visualization, and then communication is all about you'll have to have, that will come with practice, okay? Fine. So to end with, guys, if someone asks me for a conclusion, okay, so there are a lot to discuss, okay, but this is like what we have seen so far, okay. As I said, if you do something and it stays in your local system, it stays in your local system. So you will be someone who will have to search again after a month. You will not be able to find where I kept my stuff. Okay, you will have to find it. Okay, so now since everything is free, you can create your website free, go register some and do guest blogging, put it on LinkedIn. Okay, put it. My suggestion is on just make it visible, let people know. Okay, start talking about it. Okay, and appear for interview, gain knowledge. Okay, and then if you do this with loyalty, okay, definitely this can do wonder for you. Okay, and yeah, that's it. And I have a small how should you plan your learning path. Okay, there initially this is nothing but it's my thing, and I've seen this is working out very well. Okay, so I have made it 8 month plan. Okay, and this works. It takes time generally. Okay, okay. So you can look at it. Okay, so it helps. Okay, I don't know if you have heard about Coursera is very famous here. Coursera, edX. Okay, try and take courses. And the biggest problem with the MOOC is like massive online courses. You register a lot, you do nothing. Okay, so don't fall in that situation. If you register for one at a time, complete that. Okay, with capstone project, because I have seen people registering for 10 courses, and at the end of the year they have not completed one also. Okay, so try and register one at a time, because this is like one brain. Okay, you have small brain inside. Okay, so it takes one subject at a time, master in it. Okay, and then register for some other course. Okay, this will help you. Meetups and conference, definitely this is happening, so you don't need to take extra effort. Be attentive in this. Okay, talks and podcasts. There are many people talking about data science and data technologies on podcast. Okay, hear them speaking. Okay, mine. I follow Data Science Central a lot. Data Science Central, yeah, Data Science Central. That is amazing. The guy and the KD Nugget, KD Nugget, Leon George. Okay, and we are starting a podcast from next month probably. Yeah, so yeah, follow a particular podcast. Okay, follow the series. Okay, that will be a learning thing. Okay, and competitions and hackathon is definitely you'll have to make a team. Always participate in competition with a team, because being one people you lose interest and you'll end up doing nothing. If you have a team, there will be someone to encourage you. Okay, project and freelancing is like suggestible. I don't know how far how the freelancing industry works in Turkey, but yeah, you can take up freelancing projects, and then interview process that goes on and on. Okay. So finally, yeah. Come again? Yeah. So guys, the question is, what is the difference between data scientist and machine learning engineer? Okay. So data scientist, okay, can put its leg in all the socks. Okay. It can be a machine learning engineer at a time. It can be like visualization expert at a time. He can be statistician or storyteller. Okay, machine learning is like what is expected from you is you are a hardcore statistic guy. Okay, you belong to a statistics background. Okay, you only understand statistics. Okay, if I give you a visualization, you might stumble. But data science is a very worst. Like when I talk about I need a data scientist, I need someone who can do a lot of jobs based on the demand. Okay. I'm not asking for a machine learning engineer. Okay, so if you read the job description, it specifically and clearly says, okay, I need a machine learning engineer with PhD in statistics or mathematics. Okay, with this thing. Okay, for a data scientist, they will never like computer science background only. No. Okay, that's it. So guys, let's open up for a Q&A session. If you have any questions, please go ahead. So all questions were asked earlier as well. Yeah. No worries if you have something which you want to ask in person. Definitely after the session we can answer that. Okay, no worries. Fine. So yeah, that's it. That's it from my end. Thanks a lot for being a wonderful audience. Okay. I. And hope I'll like again if I visit Turkey, definitely I'll be because I'm in love with Istanbul. Okay, it's amazing place. Okay, amazing people. Okay, and definitely I'll be in connect with Qadir and team. Okay, and if something happens, we'll meet again, inshallah. Okay.